Don't worry, the homework will be coming. I would never take that away from you. But you got to ease into it, and I got to teach you how to do things the way that I want. So if you're wondering why it's been light at the beginning, it's always light at the start. Okay? Let's actually dive right in and look at it a little bit. This was your pattern from yesterday. And then we'll stop when they start doing announcements, I'm sure. So I did tell you, there's no shame in counting a little bit. This was 3, this was 7, this was 13, because now you know what you're getting yourself into. Plus 4, plus 6. We decided yesterday this is nonlinear. You're big kids now. You're ready for nonlinear. Last year, that's probably all you were ready for. Now we know there's a little bit more to it, okay? Just please don't overlook all the questions. Next week, when you take an exam on this, and you will, I'll talk to you more about it probably tomorrow, all the other questions, they count. So if you can pound out equations and do all this great stuff, and you can't do sketches and calculations, those count too, okay? So when you're drawing the next figure, you can always sketch that as well, but it needs to be accurate. If you want to draw all of them, then it's fine. It looks to me like it's like 5 across the bottom, maybe. How tall would it be then? So if I was doing that, figure 4 should be 5 across the bottom. I think it should be 4 high, maybe. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Extra corner. Okay, and then you can calculate a little bit from there.
Good morning, DMS. Please stand for the Pledge of
Let's go.
Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States. Please listen to the announcements. Please make sure you listen to the announcements, and we'll dive right back into this.
Today is Wednesday, August 27th, and it is day 5. Any student interested in participating in the DMS Fall Musical Matilda Jr., please check Schoology for important information. Audition sign-ups are open until August 29th. Tech crew applications are due September 3rd. Please see Mrs. Piano in room 214 with any questions. Please congratulate the DMS boys soccer team for their 5-0 victory over Hampton yesterday. Goals were scored by Jack Borland, Federico Sparaglio, and a hat trick by Jake Farber. Odin Strauser and Karcher Imicus helped keep a clean sheet. Please dismiss the cross-country team at 2 p.m. today for their first meet of the season at Butler, and please dismiss the football team at 2:30 for their game against North Allegheny. Tomorrow's Spirit Wear Day is blackout, wear black head to toe, and Friday is FC Proud Day, wear your favorite Fox Chapel gear or red, black, and white. Will the following students please report to the office at the end of this period? Elise Aziz, Charlotte Gibbons.
Please don't be working ahead of the next pattern. You'll have plenty of time. I need you to be on this.
Charles Bolton, and Lincoln Bowers. Have a great day, DMS.
Okay. You will have plenty of time to work on the pattern for today, so I don't want you working ahead, okay? So not only will this help you with that, it'll help check everything. So the next figure, no matter how I drew it, looks to me like there's maybe 21. That should line up. Plus 4, plus 6. Shouldn't the next one be plus 8? Yep. And then I would know the next one would probably be plus 10. They should have 31. I can draw it if I want. Now I get asked every year, can I come up with an equation at the beginning and then do all the other parts? Yes, but guess what? Your equation had better be right. If you go with one first and then you do all the other parts, everything is wrong. So I would just be careful of that, okay? Quality observations. Let's hear them. Let's hear them. Just give me one. Give me one, Charlie.
If you don't count the far right side of the far right column of the figure, the square is the every other times and the squares.
Ooh, good. So without, I like, this is very descriptive. Without the far right column, so for those of you needing to see that, without this, you're telling me what's left is n squared? True? Everybody? Hello? Yes, that's a very good one. Okay, however you want to word it. Okay, what's left is the figure number squared or n squared. That's a good one. Okay, help me in. Okay, did she call them phantom tiles or ghost tiles? She called them phantom tiles?
Yeah.
She used to call them ghost tiles, and she switched on me. Okay, so You're talking about if I filled in the entire thing, is that what you're mentioning? These phantom tiles up here, okay, would be the figure number, or n, which by the way a lot of people probably use. Really good one. Let's go one more, Sadie.
The number of tiles will always be odd.
Okay, so that one is okay, but we also want to think to ourselves, if they wanted you to help describe larger figures, it's good. Maybe we try to come up with something that's a little bit more how it's put together, okay? Well, we'll go with one more. It's not wrong though.
The length is the figure number plus 1.
Okay, so the length is the figure number plus 1. Basically, I'm not sure if you figured this out. Your observations basically build the equations and expressions. Have you figured that out? Yeah, okay. That's why a lot of students like to get an equation right away. I don't hate that approach. But if it's wrong, the whole thing's wrong, and then I feel bad, okay? Sketches like that are good. This is all I'm looking for, okay, for anything, okay? Labeled dimensions, doesn't need to be drawn to scale. You can use a calculator. You might need one today because the numbers are a little bit bigger. You'll have one on an exam. Just please don't forget to clearly label things, and don't forget to finish the job. Like this one should be what, 111? What should this be? Yeah, just don't forget to finish the job, okay? So when you get this exam next week, please know the equations are the most important, they're worth the most points, but the other stuff matters too. So you don't want to kind of, cut corners on them, okay? So I have some ideas on the board. I want you to just kind of look at mine, see if you A, have them, and B, if you don't, can you see where I got any of these from? Go ahead, have a conversation with somebody. What is that one?
Oh, he has the 2n squared plus n plus 1. Yeah.
Yes, he did the thing
Okay.
where he just changed square parentheses.
Now, okay, so let's go through, and again, I have a lot for this one, okay? Some of them you probably have. Yesterday I showed you a bunch that maybe you didn't, they weren't as popular. I think these are a little bit more popular, okay, which should be good. Couple notes, it does have to work on every figure. You probably experienced that a little bit last year. I think I told you really what I was looking for yesterday in terms of labeling, so I'll show you one, and we'll talk a little bit about it. This guy, the +1 is the true extra corner. Somebody just gave me, was it August, told me the length is n plus 1. So what I would like to see, if I'm calling that n plus 1, I would really like to see you label the dimensions. Now I know sometimes it's a little crammed, so as long as you can get them on one, that's fine. But I gave you the expectation yesterday. I said I should be able to pick up your paper, look at it, understand it, and not have you explain it to me. Because that's how I grade your test. You don't get to come up and tell me, well, that's what this means. It's got to be crystal clear. Okay, so there's my n plus 1. What's my n? The height? Hello? So I would do this. I mentioned to you yesterday, I would strongly encourage you, if you're going to fill in a rectangle, I would close the rectangle like this, okay? And then, what's the +1? The extra corner. That, I can follow that. I know I wrote it, I can follow that. Looking yesterday, I watched a lot of you, you got great ideas, some of you 100% rushed through the work. If you rush through the work, you end up getting things wrong that like you probably understand, you just don't want to take the time to show it clearly. You got to show your work very clearly to the point where I can just look at it and kind of know what's going on. Okay, this is a popular one. Everybody have this one? Anybody not have this one? This is usually the one a lot of people see first, or one of the ones that people see first. Okay? Now when we're talking about this one, people get very upset about the next two because they think this and this are the same. I could make a solid argument that they're kind of different, okay? So if you're listening to Charlie, he told you there's a nice n squared. If you put it there, then this is an n plus 1, and this is an n plus 1, which is fine. I actually put it here. I'll show you why. Okay, but can we all agree that what I just highlighted there, those are n squares? And again, n by n, n by n. If you want to seal the deal, throw n squared inside. And then what I'm left with thank you. Yeah, that's all I want. I just want somebody to say n. And then there's my extra corner chilling on top. Okay? So I could actually argue that this one's fine. But then when I want to do n squared plus n plus 1, doesn't it look identical? Oh, I think it looks pretty similar. Does anybody know what I'm going to do? Yeah, but if I'm going to group it, it would be wise for me to take that n squared, and instead of it being here, it's going to be... And then this guy right here is an n plus 1. Okay? Now, you tell me, if I did this like that, you think I can get away with that one? No. But I could move the n squared to the other side and like beg for mercy and try to make a better case. Okay? So that's kind of the idea. I'm just telling you that's what you could do. Does anybody know the other way this one works? I don't get a lot of people that know.
I figured it out, but I don't think I wrote it down.
Can you tell me? Huh?
How?
I don't know. Actually, one word could seal the deal. Huh?
Diagonal?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Did anybody last year, did anybody try to argue the same equation 2 different ways? No one? That's popular. You actually can do it. It's rare. It's rare that you can do this 2 different ways. Okay? But there's actually a way to do it. So this one, I already showed it that way. What I could do, I don't know if anybody was working on it. It's not like somebody was working on it. Was anybody else looking at that? Okay. That's the diagonal. In figure 1, it's 2. In figure 2, it's 3. In figure 3, it's 4. In general, everybody, how long is the diagonal? Good. So the claim is the rest of it is n squared. How on earth could that happen? Well, the first one's obvious. Oh, what if I rearrange this? If I remove the diagonal and I piece these together? What if I pieced... Oh, it works. If you remove that diagonal and then redrew them and slid them together, it's n squared. It's an idea. It's harder to explain or draw, but I just did it. It's allowed. Okay? In general, can you use the same equation twice? Sure, if it's really good. Is it a tremendous gamble? Yes. You have to decide how badly you want to gamble or how out of ideas you are at that point. Okay? Let's go ahead. I'm not going to spend a lot longer on these. Let's go hand up for this guy. Anybody have this one? This is popular. N plus 1 squared minus n. Anybody? I love, in general, the ones where you fill it in and take away those tiles that aren't there. N plus 1, n plus 1. The height is n plus 1. And when you multiply them, you fill in the whole thing. And then you chop out those. So she calls them, what does she call them? I went too, yeah, I went too high on that one. It should be here. Then you chop out those, she used to call them ghost tiles. I kind of like that as well. Okay. Now the only difference is maybe instead of n plus 1 squared, did anybody write it as n plus 1 times n plus 1? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. I don't care. You can pick and choose between those. Okay? Good. Okay, the last one question. Question?
Yeah, I had a, I think it wasn't that, I had a way that isn't in that list.
Well, we're just talking about this list right now.
Okay.
Just focus on a couple. Okay, the last one I want to talk about I'm picking these ones for a reason. Again, there's other ones that work that we aren't necessarily showing. Does anybody have this one? N minus 1, n plus 1, plus n plus 2?
Yeah.
There's a reason I want to talk about this one. By the way, no one ever stopped you from writing it down if you don't have it. No one ever stopped you. I'm not going to treat you like babies. If you don't write stuff down and don't know it later, I'm going to say, hey, you had your chance. Okay? There's a reason I want to talk about this one. This one, n plus 2, it actually starts with the beginning figure. True or false? That is actually an n plus 2 is. True. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. So that's my n plus 2. And then you've got this rectangle at the bottom. N minus 1 by n plus 1. Let's actually start with figure 3. It's n plus 1 long. It's 2. That's n minus 1. So that works. How about figure 2? It's n plus 1 long. Is it n minus 1 high?
Yeah.
Cool. Why isn't it in figure 1?
Because n minus 1 is 0.
1 minus 1 is 0. Okay? That's okay. That's allowed. It has to work for figure 1. Okay? So that's why it doesn't show up now. The whole like hands up while we're talking about stuff is a group of you're allowed to have ones that don't show in figure 1, but they have to work for figure 1. Because if I plug in 1, this whole thing becomes 0. 1 plus 2 is 3. So you might run into some. This might happen today. They work for all figures. They just don't show up in figure 1. They do eventually need to show up. Okay? Question.
I was just saying I had like almost identical.
There's a bunch of them with n minus 1s in this. There's like a bunch of them. Okay, cool. Now, okay, couple other thoughts. You've only got 2 more of these to practice before we hit an exam. The exam is not till next week. Friday we have a shortened schedule. Okay, so it's not going to be happening this week. But again, the thing I saw yesterday out of this group, a lot of great ideas. Some of the clarity and the clearness of your work needs a little bit of refinement, but you have the time. So it's not just a race of like, how fast can I get these things? That's not going to help. Okay, it's how clearly can I show exactly what's going on, and I want you to focus on that today. That is the mini S. It's a good pattern. Okay, you got to really take your time with it. I want all parts done. Okay, the sketches, the observations, etc. Hopefully at least 5 equations by the time we reconvene. I'm not going to stop you today. I need you to really assess your own work and say, hey, how clear is this? Okay, you can work together if you want. That's fine. Make sure it's productive.
Big. Yes, big. Biggies. Come on.